Say hi to Buddha. Hi. Say hi to Buddha. Hi. Say hi to Buddha. Hi.
Listen long enough, you can love me.
Y'all, it has been a minute, okay? Well, hello YouTube, it's your girl Janae coming at you with another video. And as you can see by the title, this video is my long-awaited labor and delivery story slash a little bit of the last few weeks of my pregnancy update. Holy cannoli, y'all. It's been 3 months since I gave birth, and it's been about 4 months since I filmed or posted a video here on YouTube. For those of you guys who hit me up on Instagram, thank you so much. You guys have been holding me accountable, but this new mom life is nothing to play around with. So let me tell y'all, y'all will see, it's nothing to play around with. But I'm here, better late than never. I wanted to get a video out in January of 2020 because I did not want to go into 2020 slacking. So we're at the end of the month, but we're here, okay? So if you guys want to see what happened the last few weeks of my pregnancy and want to hear my labor and delivery story, then go ahead and just keep on watching. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna try and make this as short and sweet as possible. Hopefully this video is like less than like 15 minutes long. That's my goal. If y'all don't like long videos, I'll have timestamps of like when like labor started and all that other good stuff if you guys want to fast forward. But if you guys want to just hear me ramble on, then I'm gonna try and keep it short. So the last update I think I posted was my 34th or 35th week update. I gave birth when I was 39 weeks and I think 3 or 4 days. I'm not on, I think 4 days, yeah. But that shows you how long I was out of commission. The last few weeks, you guys, was pretty much the same. I noticed that my feet were very swollen, like I said in the last update, and I just was tired. I was exhausted. I just wanted to sleep all day. I did have like a bigger appetite, but I couldn't eat as much. I felt stuffed all the time because I had a big old baby in my belly. But yeah, that was pretty much all. Heartburn did start to kick in like crazy towards the end, but other than that, everything was pretty much smooth sailing, honestly, and no complications, no high blood pressure, nothing. Everything was perfectly fine. The total weight gain that I gained during my pregnancy was 28 pounds. Now let me go ahead and jump into when things started to get rolling. So my 39th week appointment, I went in to see my doctor. We did discuss the week prior for me to get induced because Ashley works as a nurse. She works nights and she took off 2 weeks, and I wanted to make sure that she would get the most amount of time with baby girl, and that's what we decided together, was to get induced so she can spend more time with baby girl. So we went into the appointment. He checked my cervix and I was not dilated at all. He said my cervix was a little softer than the weeks prior. Is she crying? I'm making a video. BRB. Well, someone woke up, so y'all get to meet her. This is baby girl, and I'll go ahead and just say her name. Her name is Jordan, and yeah, this is her. So she just woke up, hair looking kind of crazy. We're gonna go to church today and run some errands, so she's not dressed yet, but I wanted to hurry up and film this video before she woke up. But hopefully she chills for like the next 10 minutes. If not, I'm gonna have to whip a boob out. But basically, you guys, when I went to get checked up, he said I wasn't dilated at all. So then I had to report back in at 7 p.m. that night, and they'll start the induction with the Cervidil, which is like a pill they stick up your vag. And yeah, so basically Ashley and I left. So that point was like early in the morning. We left. We ended up like going to the gym. We got something to eat, packed the bags because I procrastinated. That's why you guys didn't get like a labor and delivery, like what's in my hospital bag video, because I was procrastinating. But I am going to do a video on what I actually used in my hospital bag to let you guys know like what's necessary and what's not necessary. So be looking out for that. And I'm doing better. I have an accountability partner who's gonna keep me accountable here on YouTube. So we reported back in around, I think we got there like 7:30 or 8. I'm always late. We got in, they were perfectly fine. They started the Cervidil. We did like 3 rounds of that, so they gave that every 4 hours. I could eat up until midnight, so I had a few hours to eat. I had a burger for my last supper. And then at that point, the induction started. What I will say, you guys, is that I do believe, hey mama. So what I will say is that when you get induced, y'all, it's no joke. That's something I will say. So I did not go into spontaneous labor. I did not go into labor naturally. I was induced. And I would say with the Cervidil, like the pill they put in there, that caused like small contractions, but nothing like crazy at all. It was like mild period cramps, and my period cramps get pretty severe, so they were very mild. It wasn't painful whatsoever. I actually like did homework and submitted a couple of exams while I was in labor, technically, like while I was being induced, so that wasn't difficult at all. Now what started to get difficult, hey mama, she's smiling at me. My milk is squirting everywhere because she wants to look at me. If y'all see a nipple or something, I'm sorry. They're just boobs. But the Cervidil was not bad. After the Cervidil, they started the Pitocin. And the Pitocin was not bad until it got to the highest levels to me. I mean, I was feeling contractions. They were coming pretty frequently, but they weren't that severe. And I don't know if it was because I wasn't dilating quickly enough. Because after the Cervidil, they did, like I said, they did 3 rounds. It was every 4 hours. And when they did the last round, I think I was like 1 centimeter, maybe 2 centimeters dilated, and my doctor came in around 7 a.m. and he broke my water because I think he thought that that would make my labor progress quicker. But you guys will see later on in this story, it gets a little cray-cray. So he broke my water and we started the Pitocin, and after the Pitocin was started, it was getting bumped up every 20 to 30 minutes, I think 5 levels. Hey. Yeah. So they went up on the Pitocin about 5 levels every 20 to 30 minutes, I believe. And like I said, the higher the Pitocin went, the more crampier I got. They literally got me up to the top level, which I believe is like 42 or something like that. And y'all, I was going through all of that like with no epidural, and I can't even remember honestly how long it was. I think it was like 3 or 4 hours maybe of that. And I told the nurse anesthetist, like, hey, I want an epidural now. And he came in pretty quickly. He briefed me on everything and he gave me the epidural. The epidural was not bad, you guys. Honestly, even if you're scared of needles, the way that those contractions feel, you're not even really gonna think about the needle. I literally had a contraction while he was doing the epidural, so I wasn't even focused on what he was doing. I was just trying to breathe through the contraction. So that's something I would tell you guys. Don't be afraid. However, what I'm about to tell you might scare you, but I just want you guys to know that I came out perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with my baby. We both were good. So I got the epidural, and I noticed that I wasn't getting any relief at all. And everyone that I watched on YouTube, everyone that I've spoken with that had epidurals, they said it works almost instantly. Like, you know, you can feel some relief. And I wasn't feeling any relief. I felt the same exact way, actually maybe a little worse. And so I was telling the nurse, she came in like every 10 minutes, and I'm like, hey, I still feel pain. I still feel pain. Is it supposed to feel this way? I still feel pain. And she's like, oh, it'll take, 20, 30 minutes to kick in. And I'm like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Long story short, you guys, around the 45-minute mark, I was in tears because I was in so much pain from the contractions. And I wasn't getting any relief because the contractions were coming every minute, and it was like I had no break. And so I basically asked her to bring the CRNA back in. She did, and he was like, he like pinched me or something. He was like, can you feel that? And I'm like, yes, I can feel that. He's like, oh, like the catheter must have slipped out or whatever, so you're not getting that, like you're not getting the medicine that you need to, so I'm gonna have to redo it. And I'm like, that's fine, like I'm not tripping at all. So he redid it, and when I tell you guys, instantly I felt relief. Like, I wasn't scared. Like, there was no fear at all as far as the epidural goes. I just wanted relief. Like, I wanted to feel better, and that's what happened. So I felt better. And oh my god, I forgot to say, so when I got the first epidural, you have to have a catheter when you have an epidural. So the nurse put the catheter in thinking I was numb. I felt everything. I felt everything. And getting my cervix checked was so painful. I just did not like it at all. But once I got that epidural, the second one, it worked, and like I couldn't feel anything. Like I could not feel anything. I could not feel them checking my cervix. I couldn't feel anything. Like it was amazing. Like I literally went from like bawling my eyes out to smiling and feeling perfectly fine. So at that point I was slowly dilating, very slowly, very slowly. And so around 8 p.m. I spiked a fever, and so I had to get antibiotics for 24 hours, and they were through my IV. And at that point my nurse was monitoring me very closely, because she's like, you know, your waters have been broken for about 12 hours. We don't like for it to be broken more than 16. 16 is the max for us. So I was like, okay. After they gave me the Tylenol and the antibiotics, I felt a little better. I kind of felt like I was coming down with like the flu or something. I was like hot and I was cold, but I thought it was just labor. But it wasn't. I was, you know, I spiked a fever. So then after that happened, basically I was just chilling, trying to get some sleep. I ate like popsicles and the chicken broth. Oh my god, people like complain about not eating. That chicken broth was bomb. It was kind of like soup. It was so good. But I just was eating a little bit and trying to take naps, keeping my energy up. And then the nurse came in and like checked my cervix around 11 p.m. and she's like, ooh, like you're not dilating, like you're not dilating that well. I think at that point I was maybe 5 centimeters. And then she told me that she was going to call the doctor to see what to do. And she called my doctor. The doctor was like, look, just give her a couple more hours, see if she progresses a little bit more, and if she doesn't, it's time to do a C-section. I'm not sure if I have the times right, honestly. The times are all a blur. I just know it was like early in the morning. It was like midnight. Yeah, I think it was like midnight when she said she was gonna call the doctor, because I wasn't dilating like that. So she came back in 2 hours later around 2:30 or something like that, and I wasn't dilating like that, and my cervix was inflamed. So I had to have a C-section due to failure to dilate, and it was too much of a risk for infection because my water had been broken for about 16 hours. And yeah, that was basically what had to happen. Like there was no other way. So I did not have a vaginal birth. I did have a C-section, and I was perfectly fine with that because I completely trusted my doctor. He walked me through everything. The nurses were amazing. They walked me through everything. I wasn't scared at all. I wasn't scared at all going into surgery. So Ashley got suited up. They put a little cap on me, rolled me into the OR, and transferred me, you know, did all that stuff. They set up, they did everything that they needed to, and then after they set everything up, they let Ashley come in and basically just did their thing. They did give me more medication, which made me like drowsy. I was really sleepy, you guys. I was laying on the table and like I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was so tired. Like I was so tired and like loopy. It seemed like they got her out really fast. He like lifted her up and I was in shock because I'm like, wow, like she was inside of me. I'm gonna be inserting pictures of the pictures that Ashley took of Zora when she first came out. But yeah, it was just crazy, and like Ashley was just in shock because I'm like literally cut open, my organs and stuff are all out, and the baby's out, so she didn't know if she should stay next to me or if she should go with the baby. And I told her like, go with the baby, like I'm fine. But y'all, when she left and like, you know, after Zora was out, I literally could not keep my eyes open, and I ended up like throwing up. It was weird. Well, I didn't throw up because I wasn't like eating food, but like I was like dry heaving, and it was because of the medicine, of course, like it makes you nauseous. But I was like, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? That was probably the scariest moment for me because like he's cutting my stomach open and I'm like throat like gagging, like laying down. I had to turn my head. The nurse that was with me the whole time, she put like a cold towel on my head, so that made me feel a little better. But I was like out of it, y'all. Like, what? I was out of it. But the surgery went well. After he sewed me back up, not sewed me, but whatever he did, I don't know how they do it because I didn't have stitches on the outside. But after he closed me up, we all went back into my room that I was laboring in, because that was the recovery room as well. My mother was there. I didn't say that. My mother was there. Ashley's mother was there. Her grandmother was there. But Ashley was the only one that could go back into the OR with me because you only can have one person. So came back, you know, everyone met the baby, and I was just trying to sleep. I was just trying to sleep, but we did skin to skin. Ashley and Zoe did skin to skin, and that was pretty much what happened during labor and delivery. Postpartum wasn't bad. Postpartum was a little difficult because I did have surgery, so like I had to get up and like walk to the bathroom, which was pretty difficult. I say if you have a C-section, it's pretty difficult walking to the bathroom because you have this fresh wound that's in your lower belly. Going to the bathroom is pretty painful, but it's not painful like in your vag area. It's painful in your stomach area because like your bladder is by your uterus and stuff. So like, you know, it's like pressure, and it's just too much. I did not have to have a bowel movement before I left the hospital. However, I did have a bowel movement, which was the scariest thing. It was painful, but it was just scary knowing like, okay, I could like pop a stitch or something. They give you stool softeners to basically help everything flow easily, and they keep you hydrated with your IVs, and I drank a lot of water, so I wasn't struggling to go, and they let you have the stool softeners for 2 weeks. They also prescribed me, I believe, Percocets for 2 weeks and ibuprofen, so I had to like rotate ibuprofen and Percocets every 4 hours. So the first 2 weeks of her life were pretty much me being heavily medicated and couch ridden. I was literally on my couch. I couldn't sleep in my bed because our bed is kind of high, so I could not sleep in the bed, but I did sleep on the couch. I had her on the couch. Ashley slept on the couch to help me, and like I said, Ashley's a nurse, so she would make sure that I was on top of my medication so I wasn't feeling pain. If you guys want a more in-depth video on how like the actual C-section process is and all that good stuff, then let me know. I could definitely do that for you guys. But overall, my labor and delivery story was very crazy, but it was pleasant. I'm not gonna say it was traumatic or anything. I love my baby, and I love the fact that the doctor got me in and out, you know, healthy and safe, and got her out safely and healthy, and that's all I could ask for. I'm enjoying Zori. She is currently 12 weeks. Actually, she's 13 weeks. She turned 13 weeks yesterday, so she's 13 weeks, and she's just amazing. She's growing so fast. I can't wait to do vlogs and show you guys what her and I do, since I am not working or I'm not in school right now. So I'm basically a stay-at-home mom with her. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to baby girl now, and then the video is over. Oh my goodness, you did so well, mama. This is Zori Jordan, and she is just everything like I could ask for. This is her. She's amazing. I gotta get her ready for us to go to church before we're late, but I really appreciate you guys for watching my videos and supporting me and checking up on me. She's here, she's healthy, I'm here, I'm healthy, no complications, thank goodness. But yeah, I cannot wait to show you guys what's next to come. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you have not subscribed, please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Like this video if you like the mommy stories or labor stories or pregnancy or just me in general, and make sure that you stay tuned for the next video. So I love you guys so much.